and welcome back to the second episode of the World Literature Lecture Series. Previously, we did a video on Kazuo Ishiguro, one of the most prominent Japanese-British writers who is frequently asked in UGC NET English exam. This time, let's shift continents and focus on Australia. One of the most celebrated Australian writers, often hailed as the pioneers of modern Australian literature, we have Patrick White. His works are often characterized by an emphasis on the Australian wilderness that he has covered with a lot of rich symbolism and profound philosophical musings, because of which he has become a cornerstone in world literature, especially from UGC NET English perspective. In today's video, we are going to first begin with understanding a bit about the background of the man behind the words, and then we are going to discuss two of his most important works that brought him international fame, understand and interpret their themes, and of course, solve some PYQs related to Patrick White. Let us first understand a bit about Patrick White. Let us first understand the background from which he is coming to know and analyze his works more perfectly. Right? Now, we all know that Patrick White is one of the most celebrated writers of modern Australian literature. But what makes his works so pioneering? We need to understand that. Right? So understand one thing, guys, that his works, they not only focus upon the Australian wilderness, they do not just focus upon the physical landscape, but these physical landscapes, they are juxtaposed with the inner landscapes of the characters. If the characters are finding and exploring a particular landscape, a geographical location, it is almost similar to them finding their own inner selves, to them finding their own unconscious or the subconscious. And no wonder why, because of which he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1973. In fact, he is considered to be the first and the only Australian writer to have won the Nobel Prize in Literature. And apart from that, when you're talking about the writing style of Patrick White, he is definitely influenced by the modernist strain of writing, by the three major modernist writers like Virginia Woolf, James Joyce, T.H. Lawrence, and more. So you will see that in his works, he often seamlessly passes through past, present, the inner landscape, the outer landscape. So in that sense, he was definitely influenced by the modernist writers. Now, having had this basic understanding of Patrick White and the background of Patrick White, let's move on and talk about his works. He embarked on his literary career with his Happy Valley that was published in 1939. It is considered to be his debut novel, and it also won the gold medal for the Australian Literature Society. But be that as it may, it was not as critically acclaimed, or it is not as critically acclaimed as these two novels. These are The Tree of Man, published in 1955, and Voss, published in 1957, because these two novels won him international fame. It was because of these two novels that he was recognized on a global stage. Now, let us move on and discuss these two novels in a more detailed manner, in a more analytical manner, which will help you understand that why he is considered to be so important and why these two works earned him the international fame. Talking about The Tree of Man, it was published in 1955 and it is a Bildungsroman. A Bildungsroman basically means the novel of growth and development, chronicling how the protagonist comes to maturity with certain experiences and events that bring about that change. So the story is about this farming couple called as Stan and Amy Parker, who decide to shift to a very remote, uninhabited land in New South Wales, Australia. Now, as I've mentioned, it is an uninhabited land. That means no one has ever lived there. Now they decide to move to such a place. Now, once they move to this particular place, the entire novel is talking about how then this place expands, right? Not just in terms of population, but also in terms of the urbanization, right? How it becomes extremely populated. So then this entire story is about that. Now, as I have mentioned previously as well, that Patrick White's characters or Patrick White's novels, they do not just focus upon the physical landscape. They do not just focus upon the Australian wilderness. He juxtaposes this physical landscape with the characters' mindscapes, that is, the landscape of the mind. Right? Similarly, over here in this particular novel, he has juxtaposed the development of Stan's personality with the expansion of the town. In terms of its structure, I find the Tree of Man to be very organized. It consists of 26 chapters which are divided into 4 parts. And this is one of the most important points that I find about this novel, that initially it was to be titled as A Life Sentence on Earth. Later, Patrick White changed the title and made it The Tree of Man. But initially, it was titled as A Life Sentence on Earth, and it is a very important point, especially from UGC NET perspective. Speaking of Voss, even Salman Rushdie praised this novel, saying that I can't think of any other novel that has moved me so much. Right? So, what is so moving about this novel? Let us understand. First of all, it was published in 1957. It is the 5th novel of Patrick White, and it is considered to be an explorer novel. How? Because it talks about the explorations, the journey of its protagonist into the Australian wilderness. Now, before we have an understanding of the novel, let's first understand how this novel came out to be. That is, what was the origin idea of this particular novel? According to Patrick White, especially what he has mentioned in his autobiography, that is Flaws in the Glass, a self-portrait, that was published in 1981, he said that this story of Voss is based on a Prussian explorer and naturalist called as Ludwig Leichhardt, and it talks about this titular character called as Johann Ulrich Voss, who decides that he wants to go into the Australian wilderness, that he wants to explore the Australian wilderness. And so he reaches Sydney and he forms a group of like 5 to 6 people, and all of them decide to visit the Australian wilderness and visit the aboriginal regions within Australia. But you would be making a mistake if you thought that this novel is just about, the exploration of 5 to 6 people into the heart of Australia. It's more than that. This novel is extremely layered. I have read this novel once and I feel like I'll have to reread it because there are so many layers to it. So let's break it down. First of all, when I'm talking about the character of Voss, and as I've said before as well, that when Patrick White puts his characters into a physical landscape, this physical landscape is tied to the mental landscape of his characters. So over here as well, when Voss goes into the heart of Australia, he comes across various geographical locations, like he passes through a forest, he passes through a desert, and it symbolizes his spiritual journey. It symbolizes a journey into his own self, into realizing his self. The second most important layer in this novel is the relationship between Voss and Laura. Now, Laura is the female protagonist, and a lot of critics have called Laura to be the protagonist, right? She's like the main character. Voss is like a side character because he dies towards the end. Laura becomes the main character here. Now, what is this relationship between the two? So, Voss and Laura meet before he begins his journey, right? And Laura does not accompany him. Voss and Laura meet before his journey begins, and their meeting place, their second or third meeting place, was in a garden. And this garden is often symbolized as the Garden of Eden. So here again, you see the biblical connotations, the biblical undertones present here as well, right? And so once they meet, they develop this very genuine, this very intuitive relationship with each other. And so whatever Voss experiences on his journey, even when they are two poles apart, or even when they are geographically distant from each other, whatever Voss experiences, Laura experiences the same things. Having said that, this was the breakdown of Patrick White's two most critically acclaimed novels, that is The Tree of Man and The Voss. Now, let's move on and talk about his other novels. Right? What are the other novels that he has written? So here's a list of all the novels written by Patrick White in a chronology, out of which we discussed The Tree of Man, we discussed Voss. At the same time, the important novels are The Vivisector, Riders in the Chariot. These have been frequently asked in UGC NET English exam, and you will understand why when we will discuss PYQs later in the video. Having said that, let's move on and discuss in brief the common themes that are present in Patrick White's novels. Now, when we are talking about the themes, we have already covered some of the major themes that frequently appear in Patrick White's novels while we were discussing The Tree of Man, or for that matter, Voss. But one thing that I would like to draw your attention to is the nature of his protagonists. For example, take Voss or take Stan Parker for that matter. All of these individuals are very alienated from heart. And that is why this alienation is symbolized through their inclination to go to a remote or uninhabited islands or lands. For example, Stan chooses New South Wales, which is very remote, right? Voss chooses to go into the heart of Australian wilderness. Right? Now, why would they do that? Perhaps because all of these characters who are alienated and whose alienation is symbolized through these remote lands, they are in search of something. Perhaps even they didn't know what they were in search of in the beginning, but when their character arc culminated, that's when they realized their identities, right? That's when they realized their true self. So this becomes the essence of Patrick White's novels. And so in this journey of finding their personal identity, they do experience a lot of religious, spiritual experiences, having a lot of biblical undertones and biblical connotations, be it the Garden of Eden or the direct representation of Adam and Eve. Now, if you look at it, these are some of the most essential themes when it comes to world literature. For example, even in Kazuo Ishiguro, in the video that we discussed, Kazuo Ishiguro talks a lot about memory, identity, loss. Right? Now, this was about the themes of world literature. But if you want any help regarding the history of British English literature, Indian English literature, or for that matter, literary theories, you can check out my TopMate page. It's topmate.io/Riya Gandhi. So as you can see over here, I do provide different kinds of courses. I provide 1-hour masterclasses on the areas that I just mentioned, in which I try to solve all your doubts related to the areas. Secondly, if you feel extremely overwhelmed related to the syllabus, for example, if you feel extremely confused regarding how to go about the history of British English literature, in this 1-hour session, I'll help you clear that as well. So I'll begin first with a literary breakdown, a literary period breakdown, followed by talking about some of the most important authors and their works in each and every period. These 1-hour masterclasses will then help you get a clearer idea as to how you should go about in your preparation. You can begin by prioritizing these areas, these high impact and focus areas, and then you can move on to the rest of the areas. Apart from these 1-hour masterclasses, I also provide crash courses on the British literature, Indian English literature, and literary theories. These crash courses consist of 10 to 15 sessions, and in these 10 to 15 sessions, you can find all the necessary details regarding each and every era. So within each and every era, I will cover every author, every work in detail, which will help you first of all in tackling chronology-based questions, any fact-based questions, or any character-based questions. If you have any doubts related to this course or any other courses that I have of UGC NET English, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll be very happy to help. Now, as promised, let's come back and discuss some of the most important PYQs related to Patrick White. Now, this question related to Patrick White was asked in 2010 paper of UGC NET English. It states that which of the following novels is not by Patrick White? You can quickly check out the list that I provided to you and you will find that the answer is D, which is Oscar and Lucinda. The next PYQ, that is the question that was asked related to Patrick White, was asked in UGC NET 2023 itself, which said that which of the following novels is written by Patrick White? Again, quickly check the list and let me know. The answer is The Vivisector. And finally, this question was asked very recently. It was asked in 2024 itself. And it says that Patrick White, the Australian novelist, was the recipient of which of the following prizes? Now, we know that he received the Nobel Prize in Literature. Which is the other prize? Let me know in the comments section below. So as you can see over here, when it comes to questions related to Patrick White, these are generally the questions of the important novels that he has written and which novel that he has written and which novel he has not written. So make sure that you at least know the novels that are written by Patrick White and the basic themes of his most critically acclaimed novels, that is The Tree of Man and Voss. I think this shall be enough for you to tackle especially questions related to Patrick White when it comes to world literature section of UGC NET English. That's it for today's video, folks. If you found this video on Patrick White informative and helpful, please like it and share it with other UGC NET English aspirants as well. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos that I will be uploading on such important UGC NET content in the future. Thank you so much for watching till the end and I'll see you in the next one.